to be making a pie. I will have the name of the pie, the type of pie we're making on the screen. It is supposed to be like the Golden Corral pie. So that's what we're going to be testing and seeing. I found some recipes for it. So I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 350 so it is all nice and ready. And then we are going to get the pie crust out and then mix up all the ingredients. So I could not be bothered to make a crust. The recipe, I will have it. I'll type it out. I'll put it on our website, lndhome.com. Check us out there. Lots of different pages there for you to explore. But I will have it on the website. There's like a make your own crust. No, thank you. Store-bought crust because we only got so much time in the day. So I chilled it so it was like easy to roll out. Chilled it. Defrosted it. Thawed it. So it was easy to roll out. You can't see. Let me change this. My head's just going to be chopped off. Okay, just go with it. Sorry. But I have a glass pie thing, and then it comes with 2 crusts. It's great value, Walmart, because money. I'm going to be using just one of the crusts and popping it in here. I love to bake cookies. Mostly. I don't really dabble in pies very often, so this will be interesting. Even rolling out this crust and like not completely demolishing it is going to be an interesting thing to watch me try and do. Here. My gosh. Oh, you know what? It's not going too bad so far. I don't know how people make like the edges of their pie crust look like really cute. But we're not. Maybe we'll try. We don't know. Maybe I'll just take a fork and like stab it in the edges and hope for the best. That's a lot of like edge though. I feel like the pie that we usually have is like not that much edge. Okay, I think I'm going to take a fork and like stab it. Let's stab it. I don't really know how people do this. I think it's just like to make it look cute. Honestly, I don't really know. We're just doing it to give it a cuter edge. I don't know if it actually does anything. If you are a baker and you bake pies, does this do anything or is it just cute? Let me know. Let me know down below. Because I've always wondered if it was just like to make it pretty, like after it bakes, that's going to look terrible right there. Or if it like actually helped or did something with the crust. Okay. I feel like I want to cut off that excess. We may mess this up. I'm just being honest. I don't know how you. Oh, okay. I'm just going around and I'm pushing up against like the side of the glass. I don't know if that's how I'm supposed to do it. It's not going to be perfect. I could lose a finger. Oh yeah, I might lose a finger. But we're just going to keep going and see what happens. I cut off almost all of the beautiful fork design that I did. I guess you just throw that away. I don't know. I don't know what you do with it. Okay, I'm going to set this aside and then we're going to start mixing the ingredients. So it did say when your pie crust is thoroughly chilled. So I put it in the fridge because I don't know. So a large bowl, we're going to whisk together some sugar, eggs, butter, evaporated milk, and vanilla until, oh, I just punched you, didn't I? Until smooth. So let me go see what we need. What did I just say? Sugar, eggs, butter, evaporated milk. So sugar, we need 1.5 cups granulated sugar. It's so funny because this, oh my God, this lid's like really stuck. Oh, that was the weirdest thing ever. This lid is like really like tight, and the other one like doesn't like seal all the way. That has our like pancake mix in it. It's real strange. So 1.5 cups. Just dig in there. That's not enough. Gonna have to do the tilt-a-rooney. But this is a lot of sugar. 1.5 cups. Oh my gosh. Okay, not an everyday dessert. I got sugar everywhere. Oh my God. It's already not going well. I don't usually bake on camera either. Baking is like my time to like put on music or listen to a podcast usually, or like a YouTube video because I am obsessed with YouTube. So I'm not used to like recording while I'm baking 2 large eggs. So I'm probably just very nervous about filming myself baking and talking. Don't mind me, I'm just grabbing the eggs. So 2 large eggs. Try and crack that without getting any shells in. And I don't know if you're like gross like me. I take and I put it right back. I know. I could not be bothered to go all the way to the trash can, dripping egg stuff all over the floor. So it goes in there until I refill the eggs. Bella Marie, ma'am, you're very loud. You're very loud over there. Could you not? Butter, it says unsalted. I use salted butter. Tip, even when I like bake cookies or whatever, it says unsalted butter. I use salted butter in mine, so then I don't have to add that like level of salt that they always want you to put like a teaspoon of salt in there. I just use salted butter. It makes my cookie so much better. Try it. So it says 1/4 cup. I'm getting old, dude. 4th cup unsalted butter. We're going to do a 4th cup salted butter. And since I did not plan ahead, butter, not soft, not remotely. So we're going to have to soften it up. A 4th cup. Where am I? 4 tablespoons. Lovely. Really? Okay. Seems like a lot of butter too, but who am I? We are going to just like nuke it in the microwave to soften it up. Assuming I don't want it like melted, like when you do it when you make cookies and it like melts all your chocolate chips. So I'm assuming I just want it like soft. It literally just says unsalted butter. Oh, melted. It does say melted. I get to actually melt it on purpose. Let's be real though, I'm going to start with 30 seconds. Evaporated milk. Let's see, 1 5-ounce can evaporated milk. So I did buy evaporated milk. I don't usually have this on hand. I did buy it, ooh, my, knowing that I was going to make this. But apparently I have a 12-ounce can and it says 1 5-ounce can. So I am going to have to find something else to use the rest of this for. Try not to stick my finger in it. So I am just going to use, I'm making a mess. Let me get a paper towel because I am dropping stuff everywhere. I'm just going to use like we have a scale, like a food scale. So I can pour the 5 ounces. I don't want kilograms, ounces. And I'm just going to try and like pour it. Oh my gosh, that thing almost flew right off. That would have been so awful. I'm sure I'm making an absolute mess, but I'm just going to pour until it tells me 5.3. We're going to go with that. I got a little excited there. Next, we have to add some vanilla. It tells you the actual amount of vanilla. No. Is this the moment in which I realize I don't have? No, I do. Okay. Oh my gosh. I forgot that we like redid these. If you haven't seen that video, we installed these pull-out ones. And I started to panic because I was like, I don't have any vanilla. I don't measure vanilla. I'm sure that you should when you bake. My cookies always turn out absolutely beautiful. I just dump some in there, to be honest. That's like the one thing that I don't worry about measuring. Because to me, I'm like, it's for taste, like that and like extracts. It's for taste. So apparently I'm supposed to whisk this until it is smooth. And then we're going to add in some other ingredients. I will tell you as I go. But let me whisk this real quick. I'm going to pop over to my KitchenAid. You can't see it, but it's like off over there. Get my whisk attachment and I'm just going to whisk it until smooth. Oh. I know part of my head is cut off, but I'm trying to get you to like see what I'm doing more than like the top of my head. I don't know. So now I'm going to add cocoa powder, cornstarch, or flour. I have both. I guess cornstarch. It doesn't really matter. Whichever one I grab first, I guess. And salt. Again, I'm probably not going to add the salt because salt to butter. So cocoa powder. Let's see how much that I need. I had to actually buy some because I didn't have any. 1/4 cup. Okay. Unsweetened cocoa powder. Where did I put it? It's over there. They only had the organic Great Value one when I did my grocery order. So, oh, well, apparently the organic bag is really hard to get into. Oh, no. Ooh, that went everywhere. Okay. 1/4 cup. It was kind of like a heaping 4th cup, but it's a 4th cup nonetheless, right? Like, I feel like this is gonna... Oh my God, I didn't mix in the butter. It's still in the... Guys, the butter is still in the microwave. I was supposed to mix it in already. I'm going to throw it in. I'm going to throw it in with this stuff and hope for the best. So I need 3 tablespoons cornstarch or flour. So I'm going to grab that. We're just going to hope for the best. Let me take the butter out so I don't forget it again. The butter, it's going in this time. I hope that doesn't mess up the consistency, but it's too late. I already did it. 3 tablespoons flour. Let me see. Until it is well combined. And then we're going to pour it into our unbaked shell, attach a pie shield, or wrap the edges in foil. Okay, because I was like, I don't have a pie shield. So I guess we got to wrap the edges in foil. Interesting. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and pop this on the KitchenAid. I'm not going to move you. I'm just going to pop it in on there and mix it till it's well combined. Fingers crossed that I didn't mess up the recipe because of the butter. And then we will foil the edges of our pie thing and bake the pie. It did say to whisk it, so I'm using my whisk attachment. I did have to like scrape the sides. Wow. And put it like spinning for more time, mixing for more time. I guess this is what they mean. Foil the edges. Well, how do you get the foil to stay on there without like squishing the edges? This is a very delicate thing, pie making. I did have to scrape the sides because I felt like there was a bunch of stuff. I usually don't use the whisk attachment for that reason. I usually use the paddle attachment because I feel like it mixes better because I have the one that like scrapes as it mixes, but it specifically said whisk. So I specifically am using the whisk attachment because that's what it said to do. So I don't really know how you get your foil to stay on here nice. It's not really staying very well, but I'm sure it's a user error problem, not the fact that like it's impossible. It's probably me. Oh man, see, I just messed up my pattern. Oh well. As long as it tastes good, right? Gosh, come on. I don't know how they want the foil to stick. Okay, my gosh, don't move. I do have the water running behind me just because I feel like my hands always get dirty like when I bake, and I like to, if I know that like I'm almost done with a step or something, or have to go like touch something else, I like to rinse my hands off because then I have stuff all over my hands. So it says to just pour this in there, and then we're going to bake the pie for 50 to 55 minutes, removing the shields at about 15 minutes before the pie is done baking. So if I do 50 minutes, that's 40, 35. So I'm going to set it for 35. And then when it goes off, I will remove the foil, and then I'll set it for the other 15. So I don't have to remember like, oh my gosh, you know, like you're supposed to come back. So we're going to pour that in there. I probably should have kept this out. Good thing about also having the water on. When I put stuff in the sink, I can just rinse it off and use it. Because I should have kept this in my hand to scrape all the goods off the side. Okay, that's good enough. Very carefully, I'm going to move this rack. The rack is really low because we were cooking he was cooking something the other day. I think it was when we made corned beef for St. Patty's Day, and I just never moved the rack back up. So I moved the rack back up a little bit. I'm going to try and carefully slide this in here without messing up these foil. Look, it's already popping off. So one of the foil bits fell off when I was putting it in there, and the oven is hot. So I'm not about to like stick my hand in there and try and like put it back on and mess around and hit one of the things. I can't think of what they're called right now. So we're going to test the theory because two of the sides of the pie circle have the foil, and then one side does not. So we're going to test that and see if the foil really makes any difference because it fell off. So before you pause, I'm going to take the rest of the evaporated milk and I'm just going to pour it into a mason jar and pop it in the fridge. And I will just like Google like what else I can do with this so that I don't waste it since it's an open can. So the pie is all out. We're going to let it cool on the stove for a little bit, and then I am going to pop it in the fridge to like chill or whatever. But the pie is out. It looks pretty good. It looks like it's supposed to look. So hope for the best. The pie was, in fact, super delicious. Like I said, it will be on our website, the recipe at lndhome.com. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you found it helpful or at least entertaining watching me struggle. Make sure you check out the video and the playlist on the screen. And as always, smash that subscribe button so you can become part of our YouTube family. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.